Hi everyone, hope you all are good. We are here for grade 1 math. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password as provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 1 math and then click on view all lessons. There you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter probability and statistics. So please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well. Okay, here I am on grade 1 math. The chapter we are on right now is probability and statistics. So let's just start with the first lesson, that is more, less, or equally likely. Let's just start with the lesson. Okay, so let's just start with the first example, that is on which color is the spinner more likely to land, right? So first you need to understand the spinner. The spinner has two colors, the blue color and the yellow color, right? And the larger portion is blue, right? So that means most of the time the spinner will land on blue because most of the portion is blue, right? So the one that has more portion, the spinner will more likely to land on blue. Got it? Just look at the other example. On which color is the spinner less likely to land? So just look at the spinner. The spinner has two portions, yellow and green, right? Most the more portion on the spinner is yellow, right? So that means it will be more likely to land on yellow because most of the portion is yellow. Got it? Okay, so I'm going to start with the test questions. So you can see the button here, that is the live chat button. Tutors are available there on this button now. During the shift timing, you can contact any tutor there from Monday to Friday 9 to 5, right? Let's just start with the test questions. On which color is the spinner more likely to land? So which is the correct option? You have green and blue color. So which is the correct option? They will more likely to land on green, right? Because most of the portion is green. So it will more likely to land on green. The correct option is green. Option number 2 is the correct option. On which color is the spinner more likely to land? The spinner has yellow and blue color. So which is the correct option? The correct option is blue color, right? Because most of the portion is blue, so it will more likely to land on blue. The correct option is blue. On which color is a spinner less likely to land? Which is the correct option? On which color is the spinner less likely to land, which is the correct option? The correct option is the one that has the less portion, the spinner will less likely to land there, right? So the green has the less portion, so it will less likely to land on green. Got it? On which color is the spinner more likely to land? The correct option is pink. The option number two is the correct option, right? It will more likely to land on pink. On which color is the spinner more likely to land? Which is the correct option? Pink or blue? The correct option is blue because the more portion on the spinner is blue, so it will more likely to land on blue. On which color is the spinner less likely to land? So which is the correct option? Yes, the correct option is green. Option number one is the correct option. On which color on which color is the spinner more likely to land? Which is the correct option? On which color is the spinner more likely to land? Yes, it will land on green because most of the portion on the spinner is green. So the correct option is green. Option number two is the correct option. The correct option is blue. It will more likely to land on blue. Option number two is the correct option. The next one is on which color is the spinner less likely to land? So which is the correct option? The correct option is the one that has the less portion, their spinner will less likely to land. So the correct option is blue. It will less likely to land on blue. Got it? On which color is the spinner more likely to land? So which is the correct option? Yes, it will more likely to land on yellow. The correct option is yellow. The correct option is it will less likely to land on blue because the spinner has small blue portion, so it will less likely to land on blue. So basically the concept here is the one that has the more portion, the spinner will more likely to land there, and the color that has the less portion, the spinner will less likely to land there, right? Okay, so if you need more help with the lesson, you can write a question in the chat box. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any, right? So we're done with the lesson. Let's just start with the next lesson. The next lesson is certain, probable, unlikely, and impossible. So let's just start with the next lesson. How likely is it that the spinner will land on a pink space? So now we are going to learn the new words. They are certain, probable, unlikely, and impossible, right? So just look at the spinner for this example. All the all the portions on the spinner are pink, right? So whenever you spin, it will land on pink, right? Whenever you spin, it will land on pink. So that means certainly, like for sure, it will land on pink, right? So certainly it will land on pink. The correct option is certain. Got it? Just look at the next example. How likely is that the spinner will land on pink space? So you can count the portions, right? The yellow color are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have 6 yellow portions and 4 pink portions. That means more portion is yellow than pink, right? So the question is the spinner more how likely is the spinner will land on pink space? So you have smaller pink portion than the yellow one. So that means unlikely it will unlikely to land on pink. Okay, let's just start with the test questions. How likely is that the spinner will land on blue space? So which is the correct option? The spinner has all the portions they are yellow, right? You have no blue portion on the spinner. So that means it is impossible, right? If you don't have any blue color, how it will land on blue? That is impossible. So the correct option is impossible. It is impossible that the spinner will land on blue space, right? The correct option is impossible. How likely is that the spinner will land on yellow space, which is the correct option? So let's just count the yellow portions we have. Mm, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 yellow portions and 4 green portions, right? So you have more yellow space than green, right? So that means it will probably land on yellow. The correct option is probable, right? The correct option is the correct option is probable, right? It will probably land on yellow space, right? The correct option is probable. Okay, the next one is how likely is that the spinner will land on a pink space? So which is the correct option? So you have four portions that are pink, right? You have four portions that are pink and six of them are yellow, right? So that means the smaller portion is pink. So it will unlikely to land on pink, right? The correct option is unlikely. Option number 3 is the correct option. That is unlikely. How likely is that the spinner will land on green space? The correct option is all the portions on the spinner are green, right? So whenever you spin, it will land on green. So the correct option is certainly it will land on green because all the portions are green. So the correct option is certain. Very good. Option number one is the correct option. How likely is that the spinner will land on blue space, which is the correct option? Do we have any blue portion here on the spinner? No, we don't have any, right? So then how it will land on blue? Whenever you spin, it will land on pink. You don't have any blue portion here. How certain? Impossible it is, right? Because no portion is blue, so that is impossible for the spinner to land on blue. The correct option is impossible. How likely is that the spinner will land on pink space? So which is the correct option? The correct option is it will probably land on pink, right? Because most of the portion on the spinner is pink, so it will probably land on pink. The correct option is probable. How likely is that the spinner will land on green space? How likely is that the spinner will land on green space? So which is the correct option? The correct option is impossible, right? Because you don't have any green portion on the spinner, so the correct option is impossible, right? How certain? You have green color here. Do you have a green portion here? The correct option is impossible. That's not certain, right? Because you don't have any blue portion here, green portion here, so how it will land on green, right? The next one is how likely is that the spinner will land on pink space. So which is the correct option? The correct option is probable, right? Sorry, certain, because all the portions on the spinner are pink. So whenever you spin the spinner, it will certainly land on pink. So the correct option is certain. Option number one is the correct option. So basic concept of these four words are, if you have if the spinner has all the portion all the if the if all the portions of the spinner are of the same color, right? Whenever you spin, the spinner will land on the same color, right? So that is certain. And if you have a pink color on the spinner, but you have to see how likely it will land on blue, because the spinner has no blue portion. So it will impossible to land on blue because you have no blue portion. How it will land on blue? Then you have the two colors on the spinner, right? So the one that has more portion, the the spinner is probably land on the one that has blue color, right? And then the one that has less portion, the spinner will unlikely to land on the less. Got it? So we are done with the lesson. If you have any questions related to the lessons, you can please ask. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. Okay, so let's just start with the next lesson. Okay, so the next lesson is mod and range. So let's just start with the next lesson. Okay, what is the range? You are given the numbers. You have to find the range of the numbers, right? So whenever we have to find the range, how do we find? We have to find the smallest number in the given data and the largest number in the given data. So the smallest number in the given data is 5, right? And the largest number in the given data is 10, right? So you just have to subtract them to calculate the range. That is 10 take away 5 is 5. 5 is the range of the given data, right? The correct option is range, that is 10 take away 5 is 5. So the range of the given data is 5. Okay, so here we have an example. What is the mod? How do we calculate the mod? Just look at the values given, right? You have 8, 9, 8, 9, 8. So you have 8 three times in the given data, right? And you have 9 two times. So the number that appears the most of the time in the given data is mod. Got it? So the number that appears the most of the time in the given data is called the mod. Got it? So the mod is 8. Okay, let's just start with the test questions. What is the mod? So mod is the number that appears the most of the time in the given data. So let's just see how many 6 we have in the given data. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. 6 appears most of the time in the data, right? So the mod of the data is 6. The correct option is 6. Option number 2 is the correct option. Mod of the data is 6. Okay, the next one is what is the range? So you need to calculate the range of the given data. So for the range, you have to find the largest number in the given data and the smallest number, right? So the greatest number in the given data is 7 is the greatest number, right? And then the smallest number is 1. You have to do 7 take away 1, that is 6. So the correct option is 6. Option number 1 is the correct option. The correct option is 6. Option number 1 is the correct option. What is the mod? Which is the correct option? Mod value is the one that appears the most of the time in the given data. So what is mod? Yes, the correct option is 1, right? 1 is the number that appears the most of the time in given data. So the correct option is 1. Okay, what is the range? So which is the correct option? Range is the number that appears the most of the time in the range is the range you can find by subtracting the greatest number and the smallest number in the given data. So the greatest number in the data is 10, right? And the smallest number is 2. So the range is 10 take away 2. The correct option is the range is 10 take away 2. The correct option is 8. Option number 2 is the correct option, right? Okay, the next one is what is the mod? So which is the correct option? The grid mod of the what is the mod? So which is the correct option? The correct option is 2. The mod value is 2. Option number 1 is the correct option. What is the range? Which is the correct option? That is 10 take away 1. The correct option is 9. What is the range? Which is the correct option? Yes, the correct option is 5. Option number, the last one is the correct option, right? What is the mod? Which is the correct option? The correct option is 10. Option number 1 is the correct option. What is the mod? Which is the correct option? Six is the mod, right? Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So we were working on grade 1 math. The chapter we were working on is probability and statistics. The lessons we have covered today are more, less, and equally likely, then certain, probable, unlikely, and impossible, then mod and range. So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we just did. That is your homework until next session, right? So if you need more help with any of the lesson, you can simply click on the live chat button. Tutors are available there to help you, right? Or either you can join me in the interactive session that would be daily from 4 to 5. So you can please ask questions if you have any. No questions? Okay, then that's all for today. See you in the next session. Bye everyone.